You want to deepen intimacy and pleasure through touch? Tantric touch enhances connection with intentional, mindful techniques for sensual intimacy, deeper bonding, and experiencing pleasure beyond goal-driven sex. I'm Brandon the Dom. Let's dive in. So Tantric touch is one of the 3 pillars that I mentioned in neo-tantric sex, which focuses on cultivating awareness of sensation, savoring pleasure, and extending the experience until satisfaction is reached. The ultimate goal is to foster deeper connection between the giver and the receiver. So let's talk about touch versus massage versus sex. Tantric touch is not simply a massage, though it could resemble one. And learning massage techniques can certainly enhance your ability to touch with skill. But massages are functional, primarily intended to release muscle tension. Tantric touch, on the other hand, is about intentional pleasure, designed to fulfill the needs of the receiver. While a massage can be pleasurable, its primary purpose is muscle relief. In contrast, the primary purpose of tantric touch is pleasure. Second, our need for touch is separate from our need for sex. Yet the two are often conflated. While sex involves touch, touch itself doesn't have to be sexual. Even as a man, I've sometimes found myself engaging in sex just to enjoy the cuddles afterward. Additionally, sex usually has a goal, which is often orgasm. Tantric touch, however, is not goal-orientated. It's meant to be intimately savored for the pure pleasure of touch, which may or may not involve the genitals. Now, why engage in tantric touch? For something as simple as touch, its impact can be quite profound. It provides immense pleasure, rich sensory input, and fulfills a fundamental human need. Yet, modern society has created social norms and technological barriers that limit the amount of touch we give and receive. As a result, there's a lot of people that are touch-starved. In this environment, tantric touch is not only pleasurable, it can feel deeply healing, like stepping into a feast after fasting. So here's some of the benefits of tantric touch. First is the release of oxytocin and bonding. So at the core of touch's psychological benefits lies oxytocin, which is often called the bonding hormone. Skin-to-skin contact stimulates oxytocin release, fostering feelings of trust, emotional connection, and intimacy. And this helps to solidify the foundations of relationships. Another benefit is enhanced pleasure and sensitivity. So tantric techniques emphasize the journey over the destination. Deliberate, focused touch encourages slowing down and fully savoring each moment, which heightens sensitivity for both yours and your partner's subtle sensations. And this increased awareness is going to amplify pleasure. It also helps with stress reduction. So the activation of the body's slow touch system, combined with that oxytocin release we spoke about before, acts as a natural stress reliever. Cortisol, the stress hormone, takes a back seat, promoting a calmer, more relaxed state of mind. Another benefit is it helps to break shame and reconnect with pleasure. So some people struggle to feel worthy of receiving intentional, mindful touch and often carry shame around pleasure, touch, masturbation, or sexual intimacy. So tantric touch can help heal these wounds, allowing for a deeper reconnection with one's pleasure. And finally, there's a benefit of feeling loved, because tantric touch is an act of care and service. It is a gift given to the receiver for their benefit, communicating that they are valued, their boundaries will be honored, and their needs and desires matter. The most healing and therapeutic aspect of tantric touch is connection, both with yourself and with your partner. Because it cultivates a greater awareness of sensation, it strengthens that connection between mind and body. When you listen to your own desires about the certain types of touch you want, and you allow them to be fulfilled, you're going to create a deeper connection between your emotions, your mind, and the sensations in your body. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention the spiritual influence. At its core, Tantra is a spiritual practice about recognizing the awareness that pervades everything, including sex. By incorporating tantric touch into intimacy, couples might experience a profound sense of unity, not just with each other, but with the whole of reality. This spiritual dimension can transform sex from a physical act into a sacred ritual. And in these traditions, it might look like symbolizing the union of Shiva and Shakti, the masculine and the feminine. with touch as a tool to embody this connection. Now let's talk about how to use tantric touch for sex. What we're going to explore is how to waken up your hands for touch, introduce some techniques, and highlight some key principles to keep in mind as you integrate these practices into your sensual and sexual experiences. So first, let's talk about waking up your hands. Before diving into specific styles of touch, it's essential to develop the ability to truly receive sensory information through your hands. Your hands, especially the palm here and the fingertips, contain thousands of nerve endings, which enable you to perform an incredible range of tasks with precision. However, much of the sensory input that your hands receive is processed unconsciously. Engaging in tantric touch requires bringing conscious attention to your hands, allowing you to interpret the sensations you feel and better respond to your partner's body. So to help you do this, I recommend practicing Betty Martin's Waking Up Your Hands. You can probably find it on YouTube, but I'll also leave a link down below to the article. And this exercise is going to help you cultivate this mindfulness and heighten your sensitivity and attunement to touch. The basics of the practice are basically you're going to learn to touch an object, and it could be anything. I could be touching this mic and running my hands across it and learning to touch it in such a way that as you touch, it's very pleasurable for you. You become very aware of all the sensations in your hand. Because it turns out we touch things and are being touched by things all day long, and a lot of it can actually be quite pleasurable if we bring conscious attention to it. And that's what this exercise helps you to do. Once you've gotten a good relationship with touch, and that's sensory inputs and that data that's coming in, then you can start learning some techniques. So one way to categorize the diverse ways that you can touch another person is by the physical sensations that the touch creates. In Tantra, they often associate these sensations with the 4 elements. So the first is a water touch. So a water touch is very fluid and sensual in its motion. So if you can see my arm here, I'm rubbing it just like water glazing over the skin. You're basically gliding your hands across your partner's skin with continuous light contact, just rubbing, flowing over the skin. You can use water, oil, sweat, saliva, or any fluids. If you're on this channel, I'm sure you've used other fluids to basically assist your touch and allowing you to gracefully slide across your partner's skin. The benefit of this type of touch is its adaptability. You can basically quickly adjust direction, pressure, or speed in response to your partner's desires, whether they verbally guide you or intuitively move in sync with their body. Water basically fosters this seamless flowing connection. The next up is fire touch. So fire touch, if you think about fire, is very passionate, intense, and heat inducing. So fire touch is going to involve friction. So if I'm scratching across my skin or I tap my arm, anything that involves friction, impact, and stimulating sensations such as scratching, rubbing, grinding, smacking, or rough handling, anything that's going to produce heat. Many acts in rough sex and BDSM incorporate fire touch, making it deeply arousing and an electrifying form of contact. This type of touch can create an exhilarating interplay between pain and pleasure, which can heighten arousal and emotional intensity. The next type of touch is earth touch. So this is going to be slow, deliberate, firm, and grounding. It's going to look like things that emphasize deep pressure, holding, and compression, sometimes without movement. It allows your partner to fully anchor their attention on the sensation. The benefits of these types of touches lies in its calming and stabilizing effect. A firm, steady hold can help pull your partner out of their head and into their body, which can reduce anxiety and foster a sense of security with you and connection. And then the last one I'm going to mention is air touch. So air touch is light and delicate. It's touch that basically runs over the skin, almost touching it, maybe touching the hairs there. It involves barely there, feathery strokes that use just the fingertips to barely make contact with the skin, or even hovering slightly above the skin so that it's just the warmth of your hands that are being felt on the other person. Now, this type of touch is particularly effective for teasing or building up anticipation, as your body starts to move towards that touch and wants more. This is going to sharpen your partner's awareness to even the subtlest of sensations. And that's going to intensify their response to any touches that you do afterwards. This is a really good thing to use in the beginning to start building anticipation, or in the middle somewhere to tease a little bit. So now let's talk about some tips for putting these types of touches into practice. The first tip, which is one of the most important, is you are never the source of their pleasure. You're only a facilitator. You want me to tell you a secret? You want to know the greatest sex technique on the entire internet? Guaranteed to drain balls and leave pussy soaking wet? The one technique to rule them all? Well, here's the secret. Open your mouth and ask your partner how they want to be touched. Too often we try and please our partners based on what we think they want rather than simply asking them and then doing exactly what they tell us. This happens all the time. Maybe you discover a technique that's worked on a past partner that drove them wild. Maybe they even told you it was the best they ever had. Naturally, you take that as validation and you assume that technique is your golden ticket. You think, my hands, my mouth, my dick, that's what made them feel so good. I did that. I'm the source of their pleasure. And then boom, you try the exact same thing on someone else, or even on the same person on a different day, and nothing. It's just meh. Sometimes you even double down, thinking, maybe if I go faster, harder, but it doesn't work. This happens a lot of times with men because we tend to tie our self-worth to what we do. And ask me how I know. If we perform well, we're a good person. But it also happens to ladies too. I've met plenty of women who swear they give the best head, only for the reality to be, well, underwhelming. No one escapes this. The truth is, pleasure isn't about what you do. It's about how your partner experiences it. Pleasure is an interpretation that particular sensations feel good or bad. The only person that can make that interpretation is the person that's receiving the touch. Pleasure is subjective to that individual. What feels pleasurable to them does not necessarily feel pleasurable to the next person. Yes, there are some general erogenous zones because we all have nerve endings in the same places. But the individual preferences for exactly how to touch is so vast, you'd be crazy to try and mind read your partner. Yet, this is exactly what we do. And this extends beyond the physical too. It's easy to think that you're an amazing dom or sub, when in reality, you were just embodying the fantasy your partner already had in their head. At the end of the day, you are not the source of your partner's pleasure. You're only a facilitator. When you embrace this, everything changes. You realize you need to ask your partner what they desire, how they want to be touched. And in Tantric Touch, communication is continuous because we're chasing pleasure together. Phrases like, how's this? Faster, lighter, touch me here. Don't stop. Keep doing exactly that. I'm about to come. These don't have to be drawn out long conversations. Simple check-in. Faster, slower can really help. So stop fucking each other with your egos and start actually connecting with one another. All right, the second principle is that Tantric Touch is a gift. The reason I keep emphasizing asking your partner how they want to be touched is simple. Tantric touch is a gift. A gift is something freely given within your limits, but without expectation or demand. Your partner doesn't have to earn it, and there's no requirement for reciprocation. Whatever your partner desires is okay. No touch, that's okay. A gentle, relaxing touch, that's okay. A nourishing, comforting touch, that's okay. A hot, sensual touch, that's okay. A deeply erotic sexual touch, that's okay. If you want to witness the power of this type of touch, of giving another person touch without expectation, I recommend practicing a yoni massage. I'll leave a link down below to an article on step-by-step how to do a yoni massage. And you'll see just how nourishing and transformative it is for your partner. Right, the next principle is doing touch for touch's sake. In most sexual encounters, every touch is a step towards orgasm. Each caress is meant to build arousal and drive you towards the finish line. But Tantric Touch is different. It exists to be enjoyed for its own sake. By focusing mindfully on the experience, by fully receiving the exact touch that you crave, the encounter can become blissful, not just one peak of orgasm. There's no agenda, no goal, and when you release that expectation, then anything really becomes possible in your play. And that brings me to my last principle, which is to slow down. Unless you're intentionally engaging in fire touch, which is going to thrive on speed and intensity, the key to tantric touch is slowing down. You think you're going slow enough? Go slower. This is going to apply to an individual touch and the entire experience. Remember, there's no goal. There's no destination. There's no need to rush. We're conditioned to speed up when something feels good, leaning into that fiery, friction-heavy touch and racing towards release. And yes, there is a time and place for that, and it can feel amazing. But in doing that, we lose awareness of the pleasure unfolding throughout our entire body. So tantric touch invites us to slow down enough to stay fully present with every sensation. And for many of us, because of how disconnected we are, that means slowing way down in order to rewire those old habits and rebuild that mind-body connection. And it means incorporating all the elements of touch, not just the fiery ones. So slow down, breathe, and feel. And that's going to be where the magic happens. As you can see, tantric touch is more than just a technique. It's an invitation to experience your pleasure in its fullest form throughout the entire body. So by embracing slowness, presence, and communication, you unlock a world where every touch is a gift, every sensation can be savored, and every moment is infused with a deep connection between giver and receiver. And you can combine touch with the other elements of tantric sex, including breathing and eye gazing, which I've already made a video on eye gazing. I'll leave a link down below. And you can use these tools to explore intimacy without pressure or expectation, just making pleasure the journey itself, not just the destination. So if you want to explore some more of these tantric tools, I recommend watching this video on tantric eye gazing, another practice that's going to help deepen connection between you and your partner. So check out that video, and thank you so much for your time and attention.